This is Plant-Based Briefing. Sharkfinsoup, what's the scoop? And what is sharkfinning? By stopsharkfinning.net and posted at fishfeel.org. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson, and this is the curated content plant-based podcast, where I read to you articles on a variety of plant-based and vegan topics. I reach out to different content creators and get their permission to share the articles here. And today's is from fishfeel.org. They are devoted to promoting the recognition of fish as sentient beings deserving of respect and compassion. Despite fish constituting the largest category of animals used for food, including as farmed animal feed, and despite huge numbers of fish harmed for research, sport, and aquaria, their well-being receives very little attention, even from the animal protection community. Fishfeel is an all-volunteer organization primarily serving to help educate the public as to why these animals are deserving of our admiration and appreciation, the immense problems caused by the exploitation of them, and how we can help them. Fishfeel share a ton of great resources on their website. They share articles and posts and information from other sources as well. And today's post is an article they've shared from stopsharkfinning.net. Actually, it's 2 articles. I normally keep each episode to about 10 minutes or less, and today's articles are a bit shorter than most, so I'm combining 2 into 1. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. Sharkfinsoup, what's the scoop? And what is sharkfinning? Both from stopsharkfinning.net, posted at fishfeel.org. Sharkfinsoup, what's the scoop? So what's the big deal about sharkfinsoup? Does a bowl of soup really pose such a threat to the survival of sharks? Well, yes, it does. Read on and find out why. Sharkfinsoup is a soup or broth of Chinese origin made with shark fin and flavored with chicken or some other stock. The fin itself has very little flavor and is used primarily to add texture to the dish and because it's seen as a delicacy. It is often served to guests at important events such as weddings and business banquets. Sharkfin soup is not cheap. It can easily cost upwards of $100 per bowl. This fact has helped ensure a steady supply of fins as fishermen and middlemen, sometimes associated with mafia-type gangs, slaughter sharks wherever they can find them in order to satisfy the market. With the sudden increase in prosperity in the Far East, sharkfin soup is being consumed in vast quantities, placing an unsustainable and crippling demand on shark populations. Shark fin can be bought either frozen or dried, with the dried variety being available either shredded or as whole fins. The fins are often treated with hydrogen peroxide in order to make their color more appealing to consumers. The soup is often claimed to have health benefits such as increasing your appetite, improving your kidneys, lungs, and bones. However, there's no evidence to support these claims, and the reality is that shark meat is barely fit for human consumption. It has a very high level of mercury, and the United States Environmental Protection Agency advises women and young children to stay clear of it. Click here to see the levels of mercury found in shark compared to other fish. A survey in 2006 by WildAid and the Chinese Wildlife Association showed that 35% of participants had consumed sharkfin soup in the previous year. This equates to an immense number of sharks being taken from the ocean. Sharks take anything from 7 to over 20 years to reach maturity, meaning it takes populations a long time to recover. The current demand for their fins makes it impossible for populations to return to previous levels. Sharks are top predators. When they are removed from the ocean, the entire ecosystem suffers. Sharks have been around for 400 million years. Are we going to let them die out because of ignorance about the origins of what we eat and because of human arrogance? Would this still be going on if the soup was made with tiger paws instead of shark fins? Act now and find out what you can do to help save sharks. What is shark finning? Shark finning is the practice of slicing off the shark's fins while the shark is still alive and throwing the rest of the body back into the ocean, where they can take days to die what must be an agonizing death. Some sharks starve to death, others are slowly eaten by other fish, and some drown because sharks need to keep moving to force water through their gills for oxygen. Shark fins are used as the principal ingredient of shark fin soup, an Asian delicacy. Demand for shark fin soup has rocketed in recent years due to the increased prosperity in China and other countries in the Far East. Shark fin soup, which can easily cost $100 a bowl, is often served at wedding celebrations so the hosts can impress their guests with their affluence. Because there is such a high demand for shark fins, traders can make a lot of money from shark fin, but it is the restaurant owners who really make a killing in this foul trade. Fishermen are only interested in the fins because shark meat is of low economic value and takes up too much space in the hold. It also contains urea, which turns to ammonia once the shark has died and contaminates other fish. Shark fin itself is tasteless. It just provides a gelatinous bulk for the soup, which is flavored with chicken or other stock. Many people, especially consumers, are unaware of the suffering that finning causes. 3 sharks are being killed every second so people can use their fins to make shark fin soup. What effect has finning had on shark populations? To put it bluntly, shark populations have been decimated. Globally, tens of millions of sharks are slaughtered every year to satisfy the demand for shark fin soup. At least 8,000 tons of shark fins are shipped to restaurants around the world. Fishermen report that sharks are getting smaller because they're not being given time to mature. Shark populations take a long time to recover, as they can take over 7 years to reach maturity and they only raise 1 or 2 pups a year. 20 species of sharks are listed as endangered by the World Conservation Union. In a few years, many species of sharks could become extinct if action is not taken immediately. Populations of many shark species have fallen by over 90%. Since 1972, the number of black-tip sharks has fallen by 93%, tiger sharks by 97%, and bull sharks, dusky sharks, and smooth hammerheads by 99%. What will happen to the oceans if sharks become extinct? The consequences of the decline in shark populations on ocean life are immense. The large shark species are apex predators. They are ecological stabilizers. Once they are gone, all hell will break loose. For example, along the U.S. East Coast, where large sharks such as blacktip and tiger sharks have been virtually eliminated, there have been declines in shellfish numbers and a reduction in water quality because shellfish filter seawater. Populations of small sharks, rays, and skates have increased rapidly, consuming shellfish at an unsustainable rate. If you remove apex predators from an ecosystem, the result is the same as removing the foundations from a building: total collapse. You just listened to Shark Fin Soup, What's the Scoop? And What is Shark Finning? By stopsharkfinning.net at fishfeel.org. And as always, I post the original link in the show notes. And from that link, you can see some great suggestions and ways to help at stopsharkfinning.net. I'll also post a link to the documentary Sharkwater Extinction. It's a 2018 film exposing the massive illegal shark fin industry and the political corruption behind it. You can find it at sharkwater.com, but like I said, I'll put the link in the show notes. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson, and please share this podcast with others. And if you have any suggestions or comments or questions, please reach out to me. You can email me. You can find my email in the footer at plantbasedbriefing.com, or you can always comment on social media. And that actually helps boost the post a bit so others can find it as well. So I'd really appreciate comments on social media anytime. And thanks for listening.